The roast of Tom Brady last night was freaking hilarious. Hosted by Kevin Hart, who really knocked it out of the park hosting this thing. I think he got a little tipsy throughout the show, as you'll see. It was about 3 hours long, which in my opinion was a skosh too long. But if you grin and bear it and got through it, you saw some really great comedians. Some of my favorites was Nikki Glaser, was absolutely hilarious. Literally one of the best sets I've ever seen done by her. Julian Edelman, towards the end, did surprisingly well, if you're ready for a bunch of gay jokes. Tony Hinchcliffe was freaking hilarious. Timing was great. And I think Andrew Schulz did a great job of finishing up overall. Obviously, we all know that Kim Kardashian was on this as well. For whatever reason, we don't know why, or at least I don't. Surprised she would have the balls to show up around there because she knows she was going to get roasted, and she actually got destroyed throughout this entire thing. It was absolutely hilarious to me. Some of the people who really roasted her, which not only being booed by the crowd, but then other people roasting her, including Tom Brady himself. Let's check some of these out. And now you're seeing Kevin Hart so nicely introduce Kim Kardashian to come onto the stage, and you're going to see the crowd's not exactly a fan of her as she kind of settles in.
Well, I know a lot of people make fun of your...
First, she thinks it's claps.
All right.
Then I feel like Kevin had to settle him in.
All right, Kevin. I know a lot of people make fun of your height, but what people don't know is you're also pretty mean, which makes you the smallest black dick I've ever seen.
Don't even know if that's funny.
Guys, I would have written jokes for you, but I literally don't know who you are. So.
I kind of put this in fast forward here at a little 1.5 speed because her comedic timing isn't exactly there.
I might. Speaking of Tom and I dating, I know there were some rumors that we were, and I'd never say if we did or not. I just released a tape.
That one was kind of funny.
An ex-athlete, high cheekbones, silky hair. You remind me too much of my stepdad now.
So, she was okay, you know, they're kind of hit or miss, kind of some jabs at her dad.
Part of me thinks you would want to impress me just to try on my clothes. I know the transition from the NFL
But to me,
really hard,
the real destroying of her was what other people said about her. Let's check that out. This is what Tony Hinchcliffe had to say about her. Ron Burgundy did show up.
A whale's vagina, which reminds me, Kim Kardashian's here. She's had a lot of black men celebrate in her end zone. Kim, word of advice, close your legs. You have more public beef than Kendrick and Drake. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Jim.
Oh, he was definitely hilarious and had great timing on his jokes. Love this guy. And here's Tom talking about Kim Kardashian now.
Thank you so much for being here.
Could tell she's nervous.
I'm terrified to be here tonight. Not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad.
I thought that one was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Now, overall, I thought the show was hilarious. There was some people we could have did without. Peyton Manning and even Ben Affleck. Even though they kind of appeared later, they were kind of funny. At this point, I felt like we were rather fatigued of the comedy and just kind of waiting for Schulz to kind of wrap it up because he was one of the last ones to go there. Could have did without them. Some kind of letdowns, I thought. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, I felt like could have been a lot funnier. They just didn't really hit the nail on the head with their set. And obviously we had some of the football players there as well. Randy Moss was okay, just didn't realize he was such a country boy. It was kind of funny. Edelman said the most shocking things, I'd have to say, of the night. But it's essentially very funny, as I said before. Gronk was crapped on all night for being as stupid as he supposedly is, but still came in and kind of did a great set, going off the script there a few times and making some great jokes. Drew Bledsoe, of course, had his jokes about Tom Brady taking his job, and Bill Belichick surprisingly did a really good job up there, I won't lie. Talking about his past history of coaching and everything like that was definitely interesting. Jeff Ross is always fun. He's always good. Always a sport about everything, especially when it comes to roasts. Robert Kraft was surprisingly there, and when Jeff Ross did a joke on him, Tom Brady came up to him and told him to pretty much shut up and don't say anything more bad about him. So that was kind of interesting in its own self. I'm wondering what the backstory on that is. Will Ferrell came in as Ron Burgundy and professed his love to Tom Brady. That was definitely interesting. Dana White came in and kind of did a guest appearance. It was okay, but it was super short, so it didn't really matter. Sam J, pretty good job herself as well, mainly doing surprising jokes of having Tom Brady have sex with her, so that was definitely interesting. And Tom Brady himself wasn't that bad when he came back to retaliating against everybody who said all these jokes about him all night. But, you know, it was definitely, you could tell, written by somebody else, but Tom Brady did a pretty good job of delivering it overall. Great show. Loved it a lot. Just wanted to be a little bit shorter.